Welcome back to the Big Balc. Top 8 is about to begin, and there's one more set to go, which will decide who makes it into top 8 loser's side. If I could pick any two players to showcase the old and new schools of PM competitors, I wouldn't have been able to pick out a better set than ThundeRzReiGN vs Oracle. ThundeRz has been on a tear through losers, only dropping one game in the 4 sets he's won since his loss to Jose V in winners, but Oracle is by far his hardest opponent yet. For years now, Oracle has been a mainstay of PM's national scene. He is one of only 2 players to boast top 8 placements at both Apex 2014 and Paragon Los Angeles, which at the time are the 2 biggest events in PM's history, and has continued to put up great local results in Texas ever since Paragon. He's had a pretty strong showing in brackets so far, with wins over Frozen and Arrow before taking a Game 5 loss to Fresh. And with plenty of matchup experience against Donkey Kong, thanks to living in the same region as Strongbad, Oracle should be poised to move on to top 8. And yet, he's currently down 2-0. ThundeRz 2-stocked his robbed game 1, in a relatively slow game where the 2 players traded neutral wins and DK's stronger punish game and kill confirms helped ThundeRz to pull ahead. A switch to Zero Suit Samus for game 2 didn't go much better. Oracle has just been struggling to capitalize on his neutral wins and take stocks. So for game 3 he goes Wolf, a character with plenty of kill power. Now the problem with going a spacey wall down 2-0 is that things like this can happen. Throughout the game, Oracle is never quite able to find his footing. He messes up a shine to flash confirm and throws away his second stock, and then it's back to the ThundeRz show. He gets a crazy offstage pickup to end the 3rd stock, clipping the startup of Oracle's recovery with DK's up B to knock him further away from the stage. And then, well, the last stock speaks for itself.
God, it was just so
Habla con él, ThundeRz.
Dude, ThundeRz is, do you guys watch
Oh my God!
ThundeRz, man! He can't stop one.
Throughout that stock, Oracle was doing his best to make things hard for ThundeRz. He hits his meteor cancel on the dare, he tries twice to tech in place and get out of another follow-up, and ThundeRz just has a read on everything he's doing. The set ends with a full 30 seconds of utter destruction against one of the most storied players in PM history. A year ago, Oracle came to SoCal and placed 2nd at Paragon Los Angeles, only dropping 1 game against the likes of Junebug, Plup, Hero of Time, and Aki. And even against the ascendant Mr. L's, he was able to keep things competitive. But now, faced with an entirely different type of opponent, Oracle actually looks lost. ThundeRz has already picked up some great wins in 2016, including over other rising stars like Flip, but Oracle is by far the most established player that he's beaten, and he did it in dominant fashion. Similar to Malachi beating Junebug, or Lunchables beating Mewtwo King, with this win, ThundeRzReiGN solidified himself as someone who can not only do well in the current meta, but who can also hold their own against the old school players who have dominated this game for years. He goes on to place 5th at Big Balc, defeating another titan of the game in I Punch Kids before getting completely picked apart by Lunchables in his Toon Link. But for the time being, Big Balc is by far the best showing for ThundeRz at a major since Final Boss, and his set with Oracle is a great example of how far the meta has come in the last year, even as the game's established players do their best to keep up.